Links in the chat, guys. Feel free to jump in if you want to hang out. Oh, I didn't know Jim was streaming. Nobody told me. PXV, huh? Why does that sound familiar? KF4 PXV. Let's look this guy up. KF4 PXV. Hey, Ronnie. Oh, that's why I haven't heard that call sign in a while. It's Chris, my neighbor. Like, where do I know that call sign from? What's up, Ronnie? What's up, Chris? Hollywood, how's it going? Cheers. Hey. And so it begins.
Well, here comes trouble.
Hey. Audio sounds good.
You see what happens when you leave the door open?
Well, the cat gets out and the neighbor's dog runs in and the turkey goes missing off the dining room table. Dad's down in the basement on the radio.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas, Ziggy. Merry Christmas to everybody watching.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Hollywood. So about that handy talkie of yours.
Yeah.
What's the new update?
Well, I have to probably take it apart. The mic gain is all the way up at 9.
Oh boy.
And it is in wide. It's not narrow, it is wide. It sounds fine on regular FM, but if you put it on digital mode, then it sounds like it doesn't have enough audio.
Did you find that boost setting?
No.
Yeah,
I don't see any.
I read somewhere that there was a boost setting for the 5D.
I have not seen that. Maybe there's a jumper inside.
Or maybe there's a capacitor that needs to be changed.
Yeah.
It's that I would have to see the actual like workflow of the audio chain to talk smartly about it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's some misinformation I probably got about a boost setting.
Yeah, usually
you
what
would
happens
have found
is people mistake and they put it in narrow mode, thinking that it's receive narrow, and it isn't. It's transmit. So it goes 2.5 in narrow, that's the bandwidth, and then 5 kilohertz, which is normal, is they've labeled it as wide, but it's really normal.
That's one of the things I love about the Fusion is if you set it to wide, and whoever you're talking to is on auto, it'll automatically shoot them over into wide mode, and the audio clarity is like,
Yep.
So, I mean, for digital now, it's
right.
pretty greasy, pretty great.
Yeah.
What's a VX170 270? VX170. What's this guy talking about? The Yaesu VX170, compact, high performance. Okay, let's see if I can't. HP screen. This guy. Oh yeah. Oh, very very good, Yaesu. Excellent. Jeez Louise. Hey, click image to zoom in. Burp. Good job, guys. Very good. Discontinued in 09, replaced with the 270R. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it looks exactly the same. Stout little radio. Looks like a class 2 misdemeanor. Yep, same thing. Yeah. I love the display. Absolutely love that kind of display. Oh, Ronnie, we were talking about the FT5D that Santa brought Hollywood. And he was saying that it's just doesn't have the punch when it's, I thought it was in when it was in FM mode, it didn't have the punch, but it's got no punch in digital, you're saying.
Yeah, I mean it's there. It's probably normal. But you know me, I want to have it, really leap out of the speaker. And I was talking to somebody on a local machine, and it was on analog mode. And when you get the radio, it's on the microphone gain is a scale of 1 to 9, and it defaults to number 5. That's how it comes from the factory. Well, I'm talking to the guy, and he's going, what, and I'm yelling into the microphone. I mean, I know how to use a microphone. So then I said, okay, I'll get the speaker mic, the option. I'll plug that in. Maybe there's something wrong with the internal capsule. Nope, same deal. So then I turned the mic gain inside all the way up to 9, through the software, through the front panel.
Whoa.
And then he could hear me just fine. So, but you shouldn't have to do that. That's where that was my point.
I agree.
Yeah.
I solely agree. So where's the mic, huh? Is this felt?
No, it's plastic or rubber, and there's probably a tiny, the width of a needle behind it. That's how they get you.
Yeah.
And the speaker rattles. If you turn up the audio and you put it in, because they've got the little bit of equalizing going on. They've got a high pass, low pass, and flat. And if you put it on low pass, it sounds halfway decent, but the speaker rattles. I mean, it's just terrible design.
That's no good.
Yeah. Never look a gift horse in the mouth.
Well, you've already flicked the bean off of it, you said.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I got in there with the hot tweezers and I removed that sucker. Pulled it out like a molar, tweezers. I did. Oh,
you got tweezers, huh?
I got the Heiko hack job, whatever. Yeah. And it was a bugger to get it off, let me tell you. I thought about using some what is it called? The not solder wick, but I'm drawing a blank. It's the low melt temp solder to dilute it with. Chip Quick.
Sounds like it doesn't have Chip Quick.
Chip Quick is very low temperature melting solder.
Oh, I gotcha.
And I thought about doing that, and I said, it'd be my luck that stuff is going to roll around inside, and then I can't get it out. So I said, nope. But the unleaded solder is a bugger. If you can't get, the tips of the tweezers even though you've got the thing cranked all the way up, there's very little contact area. So, by the time at the end of the day, you're either burning the PC board or there's an issue. Anyway, I got the piece off and, got in there with a Q-tip and cleaned out all the rosin, and I'm a happy guy. But they can't hear me.
Let's see. I'm missing something here. Add an image. My existing new image.
Mm-hmm.
Let's fix this blending mode. Let's subtract it. There we go. So I was thinking that this little this guy may not have enough juice to go in one tuner and out and through the other tuner.
Maybe.
I don't know. I had them hooked up, and I wasn't really impressed with the results at first. So, that was just my first thought. Maybe there's just not enough. But then again, I mean, you did tell me that. I mean, it should function the same at any power.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be minuscule losses in both tuners. So have you explained to the audience what you're talking about, what you're doing, or do you not want to? And that's okay.
The audience. Let's see. I think you're one of 3.
Oh, it's a big audience.
It is. And I think my neighbor might be watching. And then I think Ronnie's in there hanging out there with us. But no, I haven't.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chat. Hi, Ronnie.
I haven't told them what I'm doing yet.
But
however, I did.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. I did see what you were talking about is to make a black box.
Yep.
And I think that might be a lot more fun because there are static values for antennas that we often mess with, like dipoles and ground mounted verticals. And I saw those on the test RF board.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can pull this up fast enough. Well, I guess I better share.
The difficult part is going to be if you decide to go with the box is to keep the leads super short. Well, it depends if you want it to be accurate, then you've got to do the lead super short. Did I just freeze up or did you freeze up? You still hearing me okay?
You were dropping in and out, but it's probably me, to be honest with you.
Oh, I don't know. It's somebody. I don't know. I mean, I'm listening to myself, not through the stream, but through my system. So I don't detect and drop out on my end. But it looked like your video froze up.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. If I check my usage, I'm sure my computer is just tapping out right now. Let's see. Oh, CPU usage 0%. That's because it's so bogged down it hasn't had time to calculate it. There it is.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It hovers with OBS and a couple Chrome windows. This thing pretty much runs at about 80% of its CPU power, unfortunately. I'm going to have to do something about that soon.
Yeah.
I got too many things going on for this little laptop anymore.
So what I've done in the past is just used fixed components and just tack soldered them together. And that works okay. But if you want them to be adjustable or selectable,
it is OBS. It's failing me. I'm going to have to ditch OBS tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. I hate to do this, but I'm probably going to have to ditch it.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
I'll check my phone. If you want me to come back, I'll do. If you don't, that's okay too.
Oh no, it's fine. I can do it here while I don't have to shut down the stream or anything. I'm going to stop the virtual. stop the virtual camera, and I'm going to tell the software.
And then it was me. Oh boy. That's a scary thing. I don't know that I like that. You would think it wouldn't be a big deal. You know, sitting in a studio with 50 kilowatt behind you. But you see, you can't see the screen, kids, when you're doing the show. And I'm looking at myself modulating, and it's a feedback loop. And it's like, I might as well be up on a podium talking to, you know, a couple of thousand people. Oh, I got stage fright.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're
okay.
100% solid.
All right. Let's see.
It's easier with music.
Right?
Because then you get in the groove and you forget about where you are.
There we go. I'm going to have to go into peasant mode here. All right. Wow.
Good.
Frame rate's up, and Ronnie's helping out. Thanks, Ronnie. Let's see. I'll have to do this share screen business. Yeah, we can go like that, and everything just works. Yeah. No audio hiccups or anything.
Nope, you sound fine.
That's what it is. It's a processing power thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now my CPU's chilling around 20%, 30%.
Good.
Can't believe OBS does so. Oh yeah, I'll accept your cookies. Good Lord. That's not what I wanted. Where is it? All right, so we were talking about building a black box.
Right.
Yeah. Does anybody want to show me this picture at it? Any kind of usable high resolution? Come on. All right, so what do we have here? We've got this. Oh, for fuck's sake. We've got a 33 ohm resistor.
Mm-hmm.
Or, yeah, 33 ohm resistor. We've got a 75 ohm resistor, both of which give us a 1.5 on the SWR.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. We've got some capacitance. Now, this capacitance one is interesting, right? Because it's completely on the bottom side of the Smith's chart.
Yes.
Yeah, completely. Not just a little bit. And then we have an inductor going to the top of the Smith. And then we've got, looks like we've got a series capacitor and resistor.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then we have a capacitor and inductor. It does 3/4 of a sweep there. And then we get to cool stuff.
You've got everything you need on that board.
Pretty much.
Just plug in the coax and off you go. You don't have to build anything.
Yeah, but I mean, let's see, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Basically 8 modes here.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking the 33 ohm one kind of represented how to say it. The 33 ohm represented pretty much like your terrible quarter wave, I think is
oh yeah, vertical. Vertical would be
right,
36
vertical.
ohms. Right.
There it is.
Yep.
There it is. Getting out in life. What's up, man? Jump in if you want to.
So the one that I would change would be the next one over, which is the resistor that's above 50. Box number 2.
Box number 2.
And I would unsolder that, and I would put in its place a 2 kilo ohm resistor or a 2.5 kilo ohm resistor, 2500, because then you've got an approximation for an end-fed half wave.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right?
Okay.
It's probably, I'm going to guess that it's a 200 ohm resistor. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a 100. I don't know. but they're using this board as a teaching tool to associate the value with what you can expect to see on the chart. So the 36 is a keeper because you're right. That would be like a or a 33, whatever it is. It's in the ballpark. That would be like your vertical. But the end-fed half wave is not there.
Yeah, almost an infinite impedance value. But it's funny how I got this wrong for a long time. I got it backwards. I always thought that my end-fed half wave, where I normally deploy it about 40 feet up, I always thought that it was a great performer because I didn't have to have as many secondary turns for my transformer for everything to fall where it needs to fall. And come to find out, no, dummy, it's because it's seeing and interacting with everything around it, and it's lowering the impedance, I think.
Yeah, and it may not have had, it may have been using the coax shield as the other half, so you may not have been feeding it right at the end. If you don't have a choke there.
Right, there was no choke. There was a counterpoise, but there was no choke. And who's to say that return on the shield is a lower impedance than some silly random wire? Because the counterpoise of an end-fed half wave, if you actually hook one up, is truly a random element because you're trying to match it all these bands.
Right.
And there's really just no such thing. That's why I'm a big believer in multi-length radials, which seems to be a big taboo topic whenever I try to bring that up to people. They go, what are you talking about? I'm like, let the RF choose. No,
that's
all my radials are the same length.
I only use resonant radials, right?
Right. That's funny. It gets deeper.
It's a big rabbit hole, yeah.
Right. I heard a little CW earlier coming from your shack.
That was my 2 meter. Yeah, I turned it off.
Oh, okay. He's back in the 2 meter game, folks.
Yeah. I've heard basically nothing all day long. I think I heard maybe 2 quick QSOs, and the whole rest of the day was the machine IDing itself.
Yeah, it's probably a weird day for that kind of thing.
Getting out in life, you know what? Thank you. The picture. Who said it? Was Steve Allen? No, why do you like radio? And he said the pictures are better.
I remember them so vividly.
Yeah. Because once you see it, the mystery's over, and then it's like, oh, that's what he looks like.
Yeah, change the channel. We know it. It's it's all the fun's gone. Sure. Let's see. I can't tell you all of my advertising IDs are really screwed up right now because I've been going to this website a lot.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I got your coupon code ROPE. So choose the perfect rope by Activity Arborist. Because as a ham radio operator, you are now an arborist.
Right.
Climbing rope, rigging lines, bull rope, Kern mantle rope, arborist accessories. Sounds like Hank Hill. I've got rope and rope accessories. I don't think we're going to be climbing with it. I think it might be a rigging thing. Let's see here. 3/8 quarter, 5/8, 9/16, 3/4. I forgot what size I was after. I think it was like pretty dang small. But anyway, there's within this website somewhere there's a type of rope that I'm after by material. Here it is. Let's see if we can. So What's the brand name everybody talks about? It's
Paracord?
not paracord. It's oh hell, I think it might start with a D. Let's see. Getting Out in Life says I made a contact with PRK's Radio POTA. Took a break from driving in the Florida Panhandle. That's awesome, man.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's see the rope. Maris Strain. Dacron. That's what it is. Dacron. Which I found out Dacron is just another fancy way of saying polyester.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a brand. Yep.
Right. So I
DuPont,
figure if
probably.
yeah. Here we go. So they've got it all the way down to quarter. 13 cents a foot. Man, we're talking coax prices here, folks. 75 ohm coax prices. I want to get this loop up so bad. I really do. The spool I was looking at.
This is the rope that you're going to have the thing suspended by, not an initial rope that you're going to toss over a branch.
Right? I was going to try to one shot it. Yeah, I didn't want to try to shoot a guy.
Got it.
Yeah, a line rope and then pull one through. I've got the big air cannon.
Right.
I can shoot the golf ball here into Mars if I wanted to. We used to shoot.
How about Silly Strand?
Silly Strand, huh?
You're talking about? I believe that's the brand name that we used to use for not in broadcast, but ham stuff. That it's a nylon-ish. It's a synthetic rope, but it's used as guy line.
Oh, look at that! All kinds of stuff pops up. Mm-hmm. Nothing directly named Silly Strand. But boy, nylon really kicks off the algorithm there.
Philly Strand.
Philly Strand. Silly
Tomato,
Strand.
Tomato.
Philly Strand. Philly Strand. Guy lines from DX Engineering.
There we go.
Hey. Guy line rope. Ooh. $2 a foot.
Oh.
This is guy line stuff. This has got metal in it. It's jacketed also. Yeah. Well,
how about your local Marine Center?
Yeah, right. Ronnie wants to know. Yeah, it's a full 80 loop, and I'll have it in a Delta configuration. Which I always thought was strange, right? I thought that this was some magical antenna, a Delta antenna, and I come to find out, no, it just means that it's affixed at 3 points.
Right. Yep.
And then I guess they call the 4 point a square loop. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, no, it's definitely horizontal there, Ronnie.
Yeah, if it's vertically oriented, then it's going to be dependent on where you feed it. But horizontal,
that's the wonderful thing about mine is with the big pulleys, I can drag the feed line,
right,
and I can actually I can rotate the loop in free space. It was so cool when I did have it up temporarily.
Yeah.
I just go out there and I just pull it, and the whole thing would rotate on itself. It's just like, am I the first one to do this? Surely not. Surely not.
Yeah, it's a cool setup.
Yeah. Delta Airlines. You've got that nice backyard, and I can't believe that you don't have like one of those vertical trapped yard ornaments back there.
You talking to me?
Yeah. Oh. As an alternative antenna, because I know you've got the doublet.
Right. I have toyed with it many times, and I have I have some aluminum antennas that can be, they're just sitting on the ground waiting to happen. And I think the thing about it is that I would try it temporarily. The issue is, for those who don't know, my backyard is loaded to the gills of either poison ivy or poison sumac. Oh, I don't know what it is, but I'm allergic to it. And so, that's part of the equation. Another part of the equation is lightning. So with the doublet, I can just it's two ropes and down she comes. It's between the trees and that's that. And I've been known to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning when the alarm, the NOAA weather radio alarm goes off, and I don't even hear any thunder. And on go the sneakers and out you go and unhook it and it drops to the ground and you go back to bed. No problem in the summertime. The vertical might be an issue. I don't know. Maybe. If it's a piece of wire and you hang it but inside the tree attenuates it, especially with the foliage. So it would have to then be in place of the doublet as a test. It would have to be a rope, but that in place of the doublet, and then you hang the wire vertically from the center of that rope, and then a bunch of radials out.
Ronnie says, any interest in most of a Cushcraft R6? I am missing the capacitance hat. Ziggy.
You can order them. Yeah, I have the Hustler version of the same thing. And yeah, you can get them. I think DX has them. Or you can build one. The capacitive hat is not mission critical. It's the tank circuit,
Pulls the current up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-oh. I know what's on Ken's mind. You sent me some audio clips a couple weeks ago of what the hell did you call it? It was airdrops of
air checks.
Air checks, that's what it was. Air checks.
Yep.
And it's when they come into the end of a song and they say their stuff and just they say what they want to say as the new song's coming in.
Yes.
And it drops on the beat, and it's like the previous song and the current song were just one contiguous slow motion into it. Yeah, and then the voice and everything just kind of keeps it like happy and alive, and as if this is a this is a living, breathing machine of just wonderful times that you're
that
enjoying.
Was more of a thrill than anything else, really. And once you've done that, it I would explain it to people this way. I would say it's sort of like being an athlete. If you're playing baseball and that, I mean, the millisecond that your bat hits that ball and you get that sensation, it's going to launch out into center field. It's going over the fence. It's that kind of a thing. Or bowling a strike or whatever it is that you do. That when it leaves you and you watch it and you go, yep, here comes a strike, boom. And it's the same feeling it's called hitting the post is what we call it. That's when you end with KCBQ, and on the cue is it's a millisecond later is the opening vocal, and it's a rhythm. It's an iambic pentameter to the music. So you may get two songs that are the same beat. You may get one that's slower than the other. You've got to change your delivery pitch. You're pitching. It's just like baseball. You're the pitcher. And you've got to change your pitch and the inflection and the composition, what you're saying, all of it together. And it sounds more difficult than it is, than you get into the groove and you don't even realize you're doing it. It's a blast.
It's some smooth dudes. I tell you what, they probably killed it at the bar.
A lot are better than others, Jojo Cookin' Kincaid. Take a look at his video on YouTube, and that is unbelievable. He was one, and he was in the Boston market. He's in Florida now. I think he's retired now. But yeah, there are many, and I was lucky. I learned from a lot of the Boss radio jocks, BOSS, which was KHJ out in Los Angeles, and then that format came over here to the East Coast, and it was everywhere. It was up in Canada too.
93.
Yeah, CKLW. Yep. KHJ in LA. Yep. Do the real Don Steele. Man, oh man, oh man. That's top shelf right there.
Look at this guy.
Yep.
It's a whole webpage.
Yep.
RadioHallOfFame.com. And then it's just / Don Steele.
Yeah. Yeah. Charlie Tuna was another one. And Charlie worked in Boston. He was at WMEX. He was at WBZ for a brief time. These are the
top 40.
There's a Machine Gun Tom Kelly is another one. And these guys are rapid fire. They're just bang, 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 KCBQ, you know.
Ken says, I've always considered the West Coast to be the best in radio.
Yep.
NYC market was always number 2.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, man, you could get lost in this webpage forever. Who is this guy? Good Lord.
Yeah.
So who propped him up? Oh, man. What legends. Oh, I'd kill to have a radio like that.
Yeah, WWKB in New York, upstate. That was another good one. Yep, 1520. You got it.
Oh, so I've got this new thing I do for people's cars, right?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there with the scanner and all these thoughts in my head, trying to, make peace with the earth and figure out what's wrong with this car. And my new thing that I do is I look at the radio and I go, let's see how good the AM reception is on this car.
Right. Right.
So I put that thing on AM, and then I was in a car the other day. I was trying to remember what it was, but normally you don't get this feature where it can the radio can discern a proper AM signal or not. Right? Normally there's no scan and set feature, but this car had it.
Yeah.
And of course the user had never been on AM before, but I switched it over to AM and I told it, okay, go ahead and find all the AM stations, and it did. And
cool.
it preset them all.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't find a lick of music.
Right.
It was all talk.
Right. Right. Exactly.
From the bottom to the top, it was talk, 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 talk. So
50,000 spots.
Andy Callie.
Andy, how are you?
Yeah. Music moved to AM.
Yeah, it did, Ken. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. That was we're talking the 1970s. You know.
Gary McGee.
You know.
Is it Mickey? MKE. What a name. 790. Whoop. Hey, there's Gary.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the same guy? Is that Gary in his prime? Come on, where's that picture at?
Hey, Grouch. Yeah, You're right, Ken. Elevator music. Yeah, Jib. And I'm trying to think of. Of course, I'm on stage now, so I'm drawing a blank who the other stations were. But before it was Kiss 108 in Boston, was they were classical. Cozy 94.5 was elevator music. Wish was another one. Yeah. It's the more Novocaine station.
The more Novocaine station.
So Jib in Boston, their thing was they would ring the bell of the USS Constitution, and it was done in military time. So you'd hear ding 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 ding, at the top of the hour.
Yeah.
There were all these little monikers. It was like WTIC in Hartford at the top of the hour. Da-da-da-da.
It will not let me
Neat
see
stuff
my
like that.
picture.
WBZ had a tone that went over the air at the top of the hour. The tone was from the EBS machine. It was the two tones from the EBS machine. It just didn't play long enough to trigger the EBS receivers. It was only on for a second or whatever it was. Yep. LSKAY. Yep.
Look at these people. Not a cell phone in sight.
No, I know.
Just live in the moment.
Bell bottom blues.
Oh my gosh, look how tight her pants are around her waist.
Yeah.
You can see where her pelvis starts.
Yeah.
Right here. Wow. Good times. Man, I love the peace sign belt buckle on this guy's corduroys here. That's pretty awesome. That collar goes almost to the shoulder. Look at that thing.
Yep, Group W. There you go. Yeah.
Catch the Falcon Fever. Oh, we've got audio. Oh, that's great. Of course, you guys aren't going to hear it, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was waiting with bated breath.
Yeah, I can't pipe it in.
Got it.
No, that's sad. Or can I? Let's think. Yeah.
Can you play a file if I send you a file? Do you want to do that? Do you want to talk about cam or do you want to talk about broadcast? I know we got a thing here.
Either way.
Okay.
Either way. Yeah. Let's see. Audio. Microphone from... No, it's going to pull it exclusively from a source, and I would have to pipe it in. And then that's where it gets real...
frozen.
Real crazy. Yeah. Because then you have to start messing with audio routing. Grouch knows all about that.
Yep.
He does. He does all of his audio routing, all of his video routing.
So Ken remembers BZ very well. So I have clips and air checks of bloopers from Larry Glick. I've got one. I got a killer one from Gary LaPierre, who did. I have to set this up, and I can't play it, but they did a blooper reel, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, and there's nobody in the studio. I'm rolling a reel-to-reel tape, and I went into the production room and I see all these cassettes out there making this blooper reel, and I said, what the heck is all this? And I start playing it. I'm like, oh, it's gold. And so I grabbed a reel and I made my own copy and I took it home. And so I have it in my NAS. It's all digitized, but it's poor Gary. Gary's gone. But it's just the stuff that they got away with, that you know.
Oh yeah, 1 in the morning. Who's listening, right?
Yeah. And you could never play it on the air. I mean, it was F-bombs left and right.
We're
But
just
that's how
hanging
we
out at
let
the
off.
studio.
That's how they let off steam. You know, when you've got the giggles, you just have to go with it and drop a few, you know, and then you get it out of your system, and then you can read the script. You can read the copy for the spot. Tom Bergeron was another one from Hollywood Squares. He was at BZ when I was there.
WSB Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
Georgia
Yep.
Radio. Still a call sign, still a station. Look at all these other stations, though.
Mm.
WSB. Oh my! From the 20s, get out of here.
And you and I have to say this too, and I maybe have in another stream, but I'm going to say it again in case there's anybody new. It is a completely radically different business now because of the technology. You know, back in the day, if you're playing vinyl records or even, you know, they look like 8-tracks, they're carts, which is what I played. You have your hand on the cart, you know it's one song. You can play it in audition, you can hear it while the other track is playing, you can get your timing down, you throw it in the machine, you hit the button, and it's instant on. Today, all the music is in a computer system down in the basement, and there's usually 3 or 4 radio stations in one building, and they're all sharing the same music library pre-recorded. So your computer screen calls for the next song. You can't audition it. You can't hear it. And a lot of times you're not even running a mixing console. You're using a mouse and a keyboard. So I've seen this at WRKO, the big flamethrower that I grew up with. You know, it's all talk now, but they had an oldies on Saturday night. Jeff Lawrence, my friend, did an oldies show, and I watched him, and it happened to be on Christmas. It's just ironic that I'm bringing it up, but it was a couple of years ago, 10 years ago, whatever it was. And I watched, and he's clicking the mouse to start the next cut, and I'm like, oh, I mean, it was just, it made my skin crawl, because I know that's how it is now, but you can't have your hands on the equipment. It's a completely different thing. It's a disconnect. And unless you've done it, maybe I'm not explaining it well, but
I mean, I've DJ'd clubs. I might understand what you're saying.
Yeah, if you go into a club and you look at the guy in the booth and he's scratching records, you know, he's phasing. He's got 2 of the same cut and he's phasing them. You've got an actual mixer, a console in front of you. You can see what the levels are, all of that.
Yeah.
Most of that is gone now. It isn't completely gone, but most of it is. So you're clicking a mouse and the music is all preset. You can't change the order. It's all shuffled from the traffic department, and it's just, I'm glad I'm out. I'll put it that way. It's like doing a remote in the truck, except all the shades are drawn in the truck. You can't see outside. So you're reading a weather report. You don't know whether it's 80 degrees and sunny or whether it's cold and rainy. It's that type of thing. It's a disconnect.
Yeah, you look up 8-track DJ Studio now, and it's all gone.
Yeah.
It's all gone. It's all digital.
Look up, type in Gates Yard.
Yeed. Head. Yard. Y-A-R-D. Gates Yard. We might have to be a little bit more specific.
Mixing Gates Yard mixer.
Mixer.
Yep.
Hey,
There you go. There you go.
that's it.
Okay.
Oh, it's on eBay.
Yep.
How much cash you got, Hollywood? I'll go half with
Yeah.
you.
Plenty. Yeah. Sure. And this is something that, like the boat anchor
gosh.
guys on AM on 75 would use. But this is what we used on the air. And those rotary pots, you put your hand on them, you know where the pot is. You don't even have to look at your hand. You can feel it. You know how how much to the right you're turning it to make the levels match. But when you don't have a mixer in front of you, it's all the levels are preset. You're clicking a mouse. You can't segue.
I like this yak of wires just sneaking out the hole.
Yeah, right.
Underneath
Right.
here with no bushing.
Yeah.
No bushing at all. Oh my.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Look at the inside. Oh yeah.
Somebody went out of their
Now
way
you're
here
talking my
for us.
language. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Back when everything was serviceable, Hollywood. Oh,
12
my
AX7
Lord.
tubes. Yeah, for the win.
Look, there's upgrade units.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The cons. I have to tell you this story because you're looking at that. So
I'm gonna
when I was-
explode here. This is ridiculous.
Oh, it's not. It's not. It looks
As-
confusing. It really
no,
is.
no. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's
Oh yeah.
absolutely
Oh yeah. It
gorgeous.
is. Yeah. So you see those round cans
Are these
towards
guys?
the middle of the picture?
Yeah.
There are silver round cans. No. Yeah, you're on it. Just look just look horizontally in the middle of the picture.
Yeah, here.
You got 4 on the left.
5
5
on the
now.
left.
Okay? Those are the pots. When you rotate the pot,
Oh my word.
okay? Inside that can
Big old
are 40 position switches with a finger that walks around. They're not carbon. Okay? And between each contact and the next terminal is a resistor. So they add as you rotate it. That's what's inside of those. Now, here's the story.
Wait, they're not sweepers. Is that what you're telling me?
They're not carbon tracking with a sweep like you have on your home stereo or your radio or your ham, anything like that. No, these are, if you look at like a 1920s receiver, there's a series of brass dots, if you will, and then there's a finger that walks around them and clicks to make the connection between each one. So, something that you'd see in the 20s. That's what's actually inside here. So when you rotate that, you're adding more and more or less and less resistance into the circuit, and you increase or decrease the gain. When my first gig was in New Hampshire at WOKQ, and the chief engineer at the time, and I never met him, I wish the hell I had. This guy was a genius. He ended up committing suicide because nobody appreciated what he did. But he built from scratch. He built 3 consoles and they were on the air. And this is a 50 kilowatt radio station. It was the #1 station in the state. This guy built them from scratch. I mean, he bent the metal. He had the brake. He did the whole thing.
Oh my word.
Okay, so you see on this picture here, this is a preamp. And if you go back one step, okay, so there's a transformer. If you bring up another picture, yeah, okay.
Trying to find the preamp here. That's
like the power supply. Right there. Right
here?
Stop right there. Yep. Okay. So that's a let's call it a preamp. Maybe it's a line amp. It doesn't matter what it is. It's an amplifier with tubes. What this chief engineer did was he said, okay, you see each of those tubes? I'm going to take the tube out and I'm going to build a solid state equivalent that plugs in. And he put the whole thing in a metal can with the 8 pins going around the bottom of it. Probably used a bad tube, cut the glass, used the pins, soldered transistors and resistors and capacitors inside the metal can. This guy had, he made his own stuff, and and each one was labeled. It would say gain of 40 dB, signal to noise ratio, frequency response. Every single thing was labeled, and he had bags of them. So if one burns out, You don't have to shut the board off. You unplug the bad component, you plug the good one in, and you're off and running. There's no downtime. It was unbelievable. He built his own rotary pots. The ones I just described to you with the fixed resistors. He built them on a lathe. He cut his own plastic. I wish I had one of those consoles. I had them. They upgraded the studio. They donated the consoles to Emerson when I was a student. I brought them into Emerson. They sat there in the closet for 2 months, and Emerson came to me and said, "We don't need these anymore." And I said, "Good, they're coming home with me." And they did. And then they got tossed. The evil stepmother. Anyway, I wish the hell I had a picture of them, because they were works of art, Ziggy. They were every bit as beautiful as what you're looking at here, except this is made, by a machine and assembled by hand. And the ones I'm talking about were built and designed by hand, by one guy. Anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. We can get $20 off with a coupon code here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. That's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, that's an iconic board, the Gates Yard. And that's old. That's, late 60s maybe.
So you got 4 channels, 60s. 4 channels in your monitor. You got a Q selector. You know what these utilities are? A, B, and C?
Yeah, you could have one going to the telephone line. You could have one going to the network. Let's say you take in news from Mutual or UPI or Associated Press. You could have another switch connecting to your sister station who's in another state. You have a telco broadcast loop between them, so you can simulcast with each other. There was a lot of mix between broadcasting and telephone switch operator. The way these things were designed, there's a fusion between those two cultures in one box. A lot of the stuff between studios was twisted pair, like we have in Cat5 cable. But it was 600 ohm twisted pair, and that comes directly from AT&T. That's what they used to use for the phone lines. Microphones are 150 ohm twisted pair. They're not. This is old stuff now. This doesn't exist anymore. It's all done digitally. It's all Cat5. Right. Everything plugs in. It's all digital switched.
Yeah, everything's got an IP now.
Right. But back in the day, this is what we used. And it twisted pair, so no RF gets into it. You wouldn't have a 50 kilowatt in the backyard, but you might have a 10 kilowatt AM stick, and no problem. Yes, you're right, Ken. You could hear the click of the switch. Yes. Yep. Especially when they got enough nicotine in there and coffee grinds and, the smells of the studio. You'd smell the vacuum tubes, the heat.
Six viewed this console in the past 24 hours. That's kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Or when they switched to news on the hour. Click.
Right.
More like a pump. Let's see. What's he got here? There's a telephone switchboard at a store in Lake Wales. Oh, yeah? Any more we got? What do we have? Oh, we've got the bed sheets. Oh boy.
Yeah.
we got the dually over here.
There's the stereo version, right?
Is that channel 5? 5 channels?
Yeah. So the ones on the left are usually your microphones. So the one on the far left is your microphone. And then, so these are the amber colored ones. So the one on the far left is yours. And then numbers 2, 3, and 4 might be the newsroom, might be the production room, through the glass. The green on the left is usually turntable number 1 on your left. Green on the right of center is turntable number 2. And you can probably program those so that if you're not using turntable number 2 and you're using all the pots on the board and you need to free one up, usually that there's a rotary switch above it that you can assign the input to that potentiometer. If you needed to bring up a reel-to-reel and you've already used all the pots on the board, you can do that. But 9 out of 10 times we didn't do that. We just leave it be. So the red, the blue, and the orange would probably be like network news, because it's only once an hour. So the stuff you're using all the time is towards the center of the board. It's kind of like playing a piano. The keys that you hit a lot are going to be in the center. The stuff once an hour are out on the extremities. And when you and above the pots, you'll see a black heavy toggle switch to the left or to the right. And that is, do you want to send that pot to program, which is what the transmitter is hearing, or audition, which might feed another studio, or just your headphones so that you can hear, what's going on and do a little rehearsal between records. Yeah.
Look at that.
You had the log, right? That's right. Yeah. Hey,
here's a friend of mine that I punched in the face to get his general, and he got his general. And
cool.
He's been before he started running amok on HF, I said, hey, your very first contact, I need you to log it. And he's had a perfect log ever since.
Cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Every single one.
Perfect HF log from his very first HF contact, which not a lot of us can say.
And that was 10 meters to, I think it was Vegas. I have to go back and double check. But yeah, I think that was 10 meters to Vegas from Florida. With 10 watts. So I was very proud of that.
Awesome.
Hollywood, this is my friend Trent.
Hey, Trent.
He's got
Hey, Hollywood. Great to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
He's got 1 or 2 other names he goes by. Noise is one of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can find me. I guess Instagram's my largest thing, but I haven't really kept up with that.
You been playing on HF at all?
I haven't. My radio game has been lacking with work this past month.
Time of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Everything gets sidestepped.
Yep. Love I was able to listen in for the past few minutes of the whole convo about mixing and all that. Really interesting.
Right. So that's where I'd started from, way back in the day. I'm an old man now.
You wouldn't know it by how you sound.
Thank you.
You sound like a spring chicken.
Thank you.
Boy.
Oh man, this stuff is just, when the cleanest.
It's like looking at a 55 Chevy, right? It's built right. It's solid. It has pizzazz. It has movement without even being powered up. It looks like it's going 80 miles an hour.
Now wait a minute. Let's take a moment and look at what's going on in the background here.
Okay, go ahead. Embiggen.
I'm seeing. I don't know. I can't. Let's see. Let's open this image in a new tab, and then I'll be able to manipulate it. And I can probably go full screen. I think that's 11. Yeah.
So this wood console is it's a series of racks. I was going to say McCurdy came to mind, but I don't think that is. No. It almost looks like it's a piece of furniture that's made for broadcast, and the owner has added in their own stuff. This doesn't look like it's something that is it's, in other words, it's a custom job. It's not,
yeah,
doesn't come from the factory like that.
And
but he's got a high end. Yeah, he's got some rack gear. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was saving that for last, but we've got what looks like handmade metal cabinetry here.
Yeah, no, that's old. That's old school. Yeah. It's not handmade. It's old school. That's typical rack gear. That's the wood console is new. That's the one thing that sticks out in this picture. Well, and the screen.
Hollywood, I've got a rack, and you would probably be the best person to ask to tell me what I've got.
Okay.
It's something I inherited. Let me see if I've got a picture.
Great.
Of it. I know I've got a really nice, I believe it is a Zenith. Is it a Zenith? It might be I think I've got a nice 200-watt amplifier for some hi-fi speakers.
Yeah.
I don't know most of the obvious stuff, like that's the amplifier. This is the EQ or equalizer.
Right.
But there's quite a bit in between of that. I guess there's the recording, equipment. It was somebody that I guess played bass.
Mm-hmm.
So they had, their what is it, like switcher and what other jazz?
That's the beauty of rack gear, is that you're designing it in hardware to make it custom to do what you need it to do. It's not an all-in-one, buy it off the shelf, plug it in.
And there's something about that, right?
There's a lot of fusion between that and ham radio, right? Where we built our own stuff. Yeah. And that's why Bob Heil was such a natural, because he lived in both of those worlds. He did the ham radio, but he did the audio for, big bands.
Oh, that was nice.
One of these days, I really want to put together a, what do you call it?
A transceiver?
Yeah, that eventually, but no, in the music, in the music groove. I want to put together a full rack modular synthesizer, just to play around, because that's like one of those, to me, like, it's just fun to sit there and, you're doing the patch cables and you're tweaking it, and you just, you make something unique.
Right.
I had a couple of Korg synthesizers, and
nice.
I had what else did I have? Oh, I had some little noisemakers, and I used some some baby toys, and I soldered onto the speakers and routed that output, just to get some real creepy sounds. And I also had an FM radio out of a Ford, just a radio. But during my live sets of they used to call me Alan Baker, the noisemaker. I would go and perform like on these open mic kind of gigs, but I would make these very drony, rhythmic, and everything's all computer MIDI'd all this. But I had it all on a board, and I could just bring it with me and slap it down and plug in one jack and power, and I could just start creating. And the thing that I loved the most was I had a sampler. Is that in the town in St. Augustine, they've got the local college radio, 88.5 Flagler College, And I would always, because I knew there was a lot of like college kids in the club or whatever, and I would live sample what was going on the radio, and everybody thought that I had like pre-produced this.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
was great because I always had them fooled because I was doing it all live and just off the cuff. And when you start getting synthesizer on top of synthesizer and you start adding like routing chains,
Right.
it started to do this thing, and I called it devil talk because I don't know what the hell's going on right now or where this
okay.
sound's coming from.
Yeah.
But it was just re-ingesting itself.
Yep.
And then sometimes it would just shoot off into outer space. And then I would sample that and then I'd start again. But anyway, the best moment ever was right at the end of the set. I had stole this clip of this announcer. This is 88.5, Flagler Radio or whatever.
Yeah.
And right at the end of my set, I dropped with that announcer, and everybody thought that I had pre-produced this thing, and I got this big standing O, and I just couldn't believe it. Like I was sweating bullets, and I was like, I can't believe I just pulled that off.
Yep.
Like
yep.
just right on time, right at the end of my set. I live sampled off of an FM radio,
Fantastic.
the disc jockey of that night. And then there was one person who knew, and she worked for the radio station. She's like, I caught that. she's like, you do you have a radio? And I showed her, it was an old Ford radio on my console. And she's like, that's incredible. She's like, you did all this live? And I go, yeah, I'm not sure how I did that. But anyway, everybody was, it was very, very heavy bass.
That's awesome.
Very, 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 very heavy kick drum. People were butt shaking.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
great.
yeah.
It was great.
No, that's creativity. That's it. That's it. You're playing the electronic components as though they were instruments, and composing on the fly. That's fantastic.
I have to find out if I have those saved anywhere. But yeah, I've got entire albums that I've made.
Wow.
Just off the cuff. And
That's awesome.
it was really no sweat at all. But to me, it was kind of boring because if you didn't know what I was doing, what you were listening to wasn't as thrilling.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that can be said about a lot of things.
But it's the element of surprise.
It was,
for the audience. They don't know what they're going to get. You've done it. You're composing, so it's a little bit different each time, but you kind of know what to expect out of each piece, each instrument, each patch chord. The audience doesn't.
Trent's got something for you here.
Yeah, cool.
So here's the
wow.
Here's the rack. So it's got it's PV is what it was. The PV.
Right.
PV.
Yep.
This awesome amp. And
Yes.
I don't know if this one is solid state or not. I don't know if you would know off the top of your head, probably.
Yeah,
it's
solid state. Yeah. I'm almost sure. Yeah.
But yeah, beautiful sound. And then, it's got all, from basically this row, to about here is where I'm like lost as far as what a lot of this, the use,
Yeah. So you've got a cassette deck in the middle. Below that, it almost looks, it's probably a sampler, but it looks like it could be a harmonizer.
Just lost audio.
Did you lose audio with me? I hear you, Trent. I hear you.
Yes.
Fine.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Yeah. Now.
Okay. No problem.
Phone,
no, it's all good.
Yeah.
So I see the bottom 3 units looks to me like maybe an Aphex compeller, which is a compressor limiter. Those are equalizers and compressors. They're parametrics. You've got a Dolby noise reduction above those 3. I'm working from the bottom up.
This guy right here.
Yep.
Okay.
DBX would be a noise reduction. The second one up also says DBX, but that looks like it's a compressor limiter. The one on the bottom, I see a bunch of female sockets. So that would be a distribution amplifier. That feeds a bunch of headphones, right?
Right.
So that the band members can hear what the mix is. Let's see. So below the cassette deck looks to me like it's oh, you know what? It's a CD, it's a disc player, right?
It might be. It might be a recorder.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
that's the DVD recorder. Yep, and then you've got the cassette, I guess recorder. You know, same thing.
Right.
And then the mixer, which I guess would allow you. Yeah, you can break out your different channels and everything, right? And do your different mix.
Yep.
What is the
And then
DBX
the-
400X?
I don't know. You have to Google it.
Let me see if I could switch. I've got another.
Programmable route selector, vintage, highly sought after audio component, 4
Carver
audio
receiver.
files.
There's a Carver tuner above that DBX 400.
Right, and that's also so with the setup that I have. You know, that's what I've been using mainly. Right, when I'm using the speakers, which I don't have those. Let me see if I can.
Where did you get this, Trent? Or should I ask?
No, you can. It's fine to ask. This actually came from my ex. My ex's father had passed, and we picked up, you know, this stuff basically, and so I've still got it because it was left with me. Yeah, so. You know, I appreciate having it. So,
And that's
all
story,
good
Your
quality
Honor.
stuff. Yeah, yeah, perfect.
um,
One of the best FM tuners out
Yeah,
there.
I agree, Ken. Yeah, Carver made some really nice stuff. Yeah, and a VOM. Got to have a VOM.
Yep. Yeah.
What's the VOM? I don't know. That
it's,
guy?
Digital VOM, volt meter. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then we've got the EQ.
Look at that EQ
Yeah,
flat.
and the
big
The way
digital
God
EQ.
intended.
Yep. Yep.
And then what
The
do we have
digital
at the
one
top
too.
there?
That's another one of those like funky.
This is the item on the top of the rack.
Yeah,
Talking
this
about?
this
Yep.
this one
Yep.
on the top. This is what is it?
Looks like digital effects.
That's part of it, and then it also has the what do you like the? I'm sorry, like a spectrum analyzer.
Okay. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah, so you've got the kind of spectrum analysis, you know, nice LEDs and all that, and then it's got all
Right.
these different functions, I guess, that you can do with it. It's one of those
Mhm.
you need to read the manual and really mess with it, and I haven't had a chance to get into that.
Nice. Yeah.
And then let me see, I've got what were these? Polk Audio. I've got these two Polk Audio.
Mhm. Yep.
These things are amazing. I've never had, you know, a tower speaker that worked like these as far as
Yeah.
you know, they're like full spectrum, right? Because they've got the tweeters, the mids, you've got the bass, and I mean, they
Right.
just boom coming out of that with the, you know, using that PV 4C amp.
Yep.
Definitely, it's one of like the things for me that really can improve your life, like quality of life, is having that good audio system.
Absolutely.
Right, it puts a smile on my face, you know, every time, you know, go ahead and switch that thing on, those fans on the amp kick on, you know.
Mhm. Yep. 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 Again, it's like the old classic car. You know what it's going to do. It performs. It looks good, even if it's turned off. But boy, when you crank it up and you want to go for a cruise, and this is a musical cruise, yeah, it sets your mind. It's like hopping on the Harley and going for a ride. It's a full reset. You know, yeah, I can
Absolutely.
relate. Yep. And it's also a tool, and my grandfather instilled in me when you buy the tools, get the best that you can afford. Cry once, buy once. The best tool isn't going to hurt you. It's going to help you. It's going to teach you. So, yeah, same thing with the audio.
Absolutely. I believe in that. I was just actually had responded to, I think it was like this Reddit post that I had seen where they were talking. I think Adam Savage kind of had the advice: if you're just getting into something, you're not sure, if you're really going to use this tool, right? Buy the cheap
he
one.
said, yeah, no,
And
he
then-
said buy it cheap, and when that breaks, buy the expensive one. Yeah.
Right. Well, and I seen somebody had kind of misquoted it because they said buy the most expensive tool you can. And that's, my commentary was like, I don't believe that was necessarily what he said exactly. And, the most expensive tool isn't always the best tool. And, I feel I've seen personally, right, people that are kind of not cognizant of that. And, they have that misillusion, right, that, the most expensive is the best, but not always. There's like Snap-on, right? You don't need the $250 Snap-on crescent wrench.
If you're a professional mechanic, that's one thing, but most of us are not. So yeah,
right.
Let me tell you how much these cost.
What were they?
They have their own pouch.
Was it Snap-on?
Yeah.
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 I think they were $160.
So I bought a shirt. Is it an alligator or is it a crocodile? One says Izod, one says something else, and it's half the price.
Well, here's the thing, right? I've broken many of Snap-on tools, and every Tuesday when the truck comes, guess who gets a brand new one that day?
Right.
And no questions asked. There's no like, I have to explain myself. What the shit were you doing? Nothing. Like, hey, Alan. Oh, one of those? Sure, here you go. I am dressed by Costco.
Yeah.
Yeah, good clothes. That's a dangerous store, though.
Yeah.
I've never walked out of Costco spending, less than $100.
Right.
My buddy's always trying to get me to go to Costco, and I go, no, I'm trying to save money.
And I mean, that bulk quality, like that's, another one of those illusions, I think, right? You go in and I can save, I'll just buy it in bulk. But then you like how much, especially the food. That's the one I noticed, like, is the problem. The quantity that they sell makes it really hard if you'll buy and have too much of an abundance, and that stuff just goes to waste.
Yep.
I don't know. They've got those dangerous doorbusters, right? You walk in and you see the that brand new shop vac that
it's like walking into the pound. It's like, take me home, and you end up with 4 dogs all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Nope.
So how about speakers? Have you designed any speakers? Does that interest you, audio? Because and the reason I'm asking is it's a direct parallel to Ziggy building antennas.
I haven't ventured into it as far as getting the hands dirty. I have done a bit of design work.
Yep.
Because as a part of that stuff, and I still haven't done anything with it. I got a.
See, I'm a mind reader, Ken. Ken says I was about to ask that. Yeah.
I've got this. That's what it is. It's a 16-inch Zenith subwoofer that was a part of that gear and never been used, brand new in the box.
Wow.
So
Zenith.
So I've spent a little bit of time, starting to design, an enclosure. Just haven't got around to putting that together yet.
Sure. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. That's where I started with speakers, and then it fused into the rest. And the rest is all history now. But transducer, like an antenna, same deal.
I have some of those foil. They're like,
Are you talking about
do
the
they call
ribbon
them?
transducers?
Oh yeah, those are good
Yes,
too.
like because they're typically used for like tweeters, right?
Right, correct.
Okay, so
Yep.
yeah, I have 2 of those too, like brand new. Like haven't got a chance to do anything with them, but looking forward to it.
So there's inside the box, there will be standing wave ratios, physically as well as electrically. There is phase issues in the crossover network. There's phase issues inside the box itself, the acoustical chamber. There's impedance matching between the box and the room that it's playing in. They're all analogous to antennas. It's just a different realm. There's velocity factor inside the box.
There sure is.
Yeah,
There's even delay lines in some of some of the speakers.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
It's a
'cause
blast.
yeah, it's just a different part of it's the
That
same
tweeter's
spectrum.
gonna do start singing before that woofer gets moving. So
Yep. There's that. There's in the I don't remember what the brand name was, but I remember seeing in maybe the late 60s where they would build the tweeter so that it was behind, it was not all on the same face on the front. The tweeter was set back more than the mid-range, and the mid-range was set back more than the woofer. So that if you turned the speaker 90 degrees and you looked at it sideways, all of the magnets, all of the voice coils are now in a vertical plane. They all line up. So what it does is it changes the phase between the woofer, the mids, and the tweeter so that they arrive at your ear at the same time. So it's a mechanical way to solve that problem.
And I tell you what,
One of many.
The best sounding speakers
Yeah.
are the ones that you build yourself.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I agree.
There's a little bit of psychology along with that, of course.
And there's software oodles of it, like Manigal, for building speakers. That's a whole channel you guys can start. I mean, it's fun.
Oh, definitely. Have you ever seen the panel-based, like the transducer speakers, where it's like a single transducer, and you attach it? One of the popular ones I've seen on YouTube of builds is they're using that construction
Are you talking about the open face
foam.
one? It's not a box at all.
Yeah, it's not a box at all.
Like
so
you mount it in the floor, right?
Well, so the one I've seen, they hang
Are you
up
talking about
on
the
the
standing
wall.
panel?
It's well,
go ahead. Sorry.
It is just a square, like rectangular shaped panel, and it's that one of the popular items that I've seen used is that construction insulation foam. You know, like the rigid, pink foam. And it's just a transducer, attached to the back of it, with some epoxy or something like that. And it turns that whole panel into a active element essentially.
Right.
Oh,
right.
That's a neat trick. It's far from audiophile stuff, but yeah, neat trick.
Well, apparently, the quality on
what
that,
you got.
The quality's pretty good, and I mean, I've seen some of those cheap, it's kind of a gimmicky thing where it's like a Bluetooth speaker that has or transducer essentially that's got a silicone pad, so you can stick it to a window or whatever, right? Like those qualities kind of, it is what it is.
Right.
But apparently these other ones, are actually a lot better. And there's a science engineering.
Oh yeah,
YouTube
I
channel.
know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name, but
the older guy, right? He does a ton of different.
Yep. Lots of money, beautiful house. He's in Massachusetts, by the way.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
If it's the same guy I'm thinking of, yeah.
These here have always fascinated me. The open baffle design.
Right. But
Yeah, I think
but you need the baffle. It's just like having an end fed with nothing to push
right.
against, no radial. You have to baffle the front from the rear so the sound doesn't loop around and cause a short circuit.
So
I
we're
think
going to
it's
use the
check
room as
ingredients.
the baffle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll throw it in there.
And how speakers sound totally different inside the living room. And if you bring them out into the backyard for the pool party, all of a sudden they sound tinny. Same speakers, same EQ settings, but in the living room they sound great. You bring them outside, you know, why? Because they're matching an impedance that's radically different.
Right. I've noticed that, having a big sub in a small room, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
have the same, you give it a bigger room or open a window, give it some, let it breathe,
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And where
Now-
you place the speaker in the room. It's not just what the room is made out of, what the reverb effect is and all of that, whether it's light or dark or, acoustically, but where you put the driver itself. I mean, I remember taking, you sit in the sweet spot, the spot on the whatever in the room where you're going to be watching the big screen TV. And you sit there and then you move the speaker around the woofer we'll talk about. Okay. So low frequencies are omnidirectional for the most part. They're not exactly, but sort of. And you what you do is you reverse it. You put the woofer where you're sitting, and then you walk around the room and you hear, hey, there's a hot spot here, there's a dead spot here. So it shows you, it helps you to map, especially if you close your eyes. You can map the room. You can see where that frequency is going to end up. And the idea is to get it transparent, as flat as you can. So less equalization. You're not undoing what the room is doing.
Right. Yeah. I've seen too, right? They have like special microphone like meters.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You can buy
Oh,
for
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yep. A lot of times the newer stereos will do that so that it digital signal processes. It takes a sample, you feed it some pink noise, it takes a sample, it does the automatic EQ and the reverberation times and all of that. And it
And the
works.
delay.
It's not perfect. And as you progress in this art, you will be able to outdo that automatic thing. It's like Ziggy. It's like the automatic tuner versus the manual tuner.
Right.
How
much are
you
you
will
leaving on the
learn
table?
so much more with the manual tuner, and you'll get it a 1-to-1 if you want, whereas the automatic will stop at a 1.5.
And on that, Grouch was over and we were talking to you on some fence rail.
Yeah.
And what I noticed is that in between my radio and my tuner, manual, of course, when I dialed that match where my radio was telling me it was getting a perfect 50 ohm presentation,
right,
I was not coming into Hollywood's ears as loud as when I was kind of off a little bit. There was I had a little bit more of a mismatch in between my tuner and my radio, but Hollywood goes, "Oh, you got louder there. What was that?"
Bingo.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're
it's
there
always
can be some gains to be had.
It's always about field strength. It is sometimes about standing wave ratio, getting it down to a 1-to-1. Not always. What Ziggy said is really important. It's the field strength that's the number one goal. And then you can chase the SWR and get it where you want it.
And so would you attribute that by him dialing it in right closer to that one, perfect SWR? Do you think he was encountering just more losses, in the tuner or equipment versus when he, adjusted it for that slightly higher SWR, but you heard him? with a stronger signal.
Yeah, it
I
could
was
be
making
losses
the
in
antenna happy.
yeah,
not the
it could be
radio.
losses in the tuner. It could be losses in the transmission line. There's a number of different factors. But so what my mentor taught me was, and this goes back to CB days, and I think I've said this, I've shared this on the stream before, but not to you, Trent. So so this is new. So I had a mag mount antenna on the roof of the car, and I'm tuning it and I'm trimming it. And my mentor Richie comes along and he says, "The hell are you doing?" He says, "You're
I
chasing
love this Richie
the
story.
SWR." And I'm like, "Yeah, what's wrong with that?" And he says, No. Here's a field strength meter. Put it on that tree over there. And now tune your antenna up and down and look at the field strength meter and tune it so that you get the maximum field strength. The SWR, he said, is not what the guy on the other end cares about. He cares about how much signal you're giving him. That's the bottom line. And I went, oh, okay. Well, let's try. It's not going to blow up my radio? No, it's not going to blow up. Okay. So we tuned it. Guess what? At the end of the day, the maximum field strength, it had a 2-to-1 match. Then I put the tuner in line and I undo the 2-to-1. So I've got the best antenna field strength and it's satisfying the radio. That's the best match in that order. But if you do it the other way, you could end up with what I tell everybody is, I've got a dummy load. It's got a perfect match. It doesn't radiate, but it satisfies the first, right? It's got a perfect match. So I guess I'm done. No, nobody can hear you.
This is the poll that I was talking to Hollywood on.
Yeah.
And let's see. I mean, it was real simple. We in all of our beer cans here, we just shot a bolt right through this PVC pipe, and this thing is the only thing's holding it up is this like 8 inches of PVC here, because it stops here, and then you can see this is the high techery that we're working with.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm driving the bolt, and the bolt is, the pipe's sitting on the bolt, and that's how we fed this piece of top rail fence pipe, and then we just had 1 or 2 or 3 wires just kind of strung around. We weren't hoping for anything, certainly not hoping to talk to Hollywood, but I was wondering, I'm like, well, let's pick a frequency. I think we talked on 15 meters or something.
Yeah.
But holy cow, it's a 21-foot stick, and on 15 meters, it's basically a perfect half wave. Just about. Yep. So 22 feet on the nose there.
The other part of this equation, this is why I have this running joke. I only use resonant antennas. Okay.
I don't anymore.
And that flips a lot of people off. They go, what are you talking about? If you look at the FCC database for broadcast AM radio stations, most of them do not have a resonant antenna. If you look at the electrical height of the antenna, you say, well, it's resonant, it's 90 degrees, it's quarter wave. Some of them are 108.3 degrees. Some of them are 87 degrees or 80 degrees. They're shorter than a quarter wave. Some are, a half wave and a little bit more. So anywhere within that range. And they work exceptionally well. In fact, they have to work because if they don't meet the requirements for the license, they're not granted the right to transmit. They forfeit the license. So they have to put a certain amount of energy out to the target audience, to the town. So that's a really interesting thing that just people look at the chart and they go, how can that be? It's not resonant, but it works.
There's a whole, they used to be like an absolute must in every shack, right? It's like you had your transceiver or your receiver and your transmitter, and you had a tuner, and sometimes those were mostly built into the transceiver itself.
That's right.
Right. So
we didn't worry about that.
Yeah. Nobody did. They just turned the dial and brought it in.
I caught the tail end of it. I was born in 62. Okay. So I caught the tail end of that, but the hams in the 50s and in the 40s, They didn't deal with any of that crap. They didn't have an SWR meter. They probably didn't even have a watt meter. What they did was they took a neon lamp on a stick and they went and walked in the backyard and they put the light bulb, the neon bulb, next to the 600 ohm balanced line. They transmitted with about 10 watts. They walked the stick across the line out to the antenna, and every time it lit up, that's where the voltage is on the line. And then they measure it and they go, okay, that's a half wave. It lit up at this point, and then I went a bunch of feet and it lit up again. And the distance between them is a half wave. And you can tell whether if it lights up really bright and then it goes out completely, that is because of a standing wave ratio. If it's like dim all the way continuous, it never fluctuates up or down, you have a flat line. You have a perfect 1-to-1 match on that line. Simple. See, we're measuring it from the shack end. We're looking at the dog from the tail end. That's the problem.
I love this analogy.
And it sort of works, but not always.
Now, I don't know if I told you, Hollywood, but when Trent was still a tech, I think you did some 10-meter work as a tech, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was that first contact I had mentioned earlier.
That was right. The first contact was on 10 meters. He didn't have any feed line. I think I told you the story where I got him to length tune a piece of 75 ohm coax.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you just happen to have those gender changers? Or what was... No, that's right. You had the crimp-on. You had a bag of crimp-ons because the TV guy left them at your house.
Yep.
And then you just Amazoned in some F to PL changeovers.
Yep.
And he made his own, I guess it would be about 58, 59 foot.
Yeah. Right
So
around there. Feed line.
So it would harmonize on 10, 15, 20, and 40. And that was his first feed line, was a piece of 75 ohm coax. So
awesome. Yeah.
Well, and I've got I think a 30-foot run of RG8 feed line, but the problem was where I currently am, I didn't have a way to run the feed line to the exterior of the home. My only option was to go through a door because I happen to have a exterior door that's accessible that has a large enough gap at the bottom that's not gonna pinch, but the only wire that would actually the RG8 was too thick, and I didn't want to ruin this nice, it's like my POTA run. So I was able to use the 75 ohm, works great, and then also put together the doublet. I don't know if you've seen that. I think you were on the
I haven't seen a picture of your doublet, but that's what I run here. Yeah.
Let me bring that up.
Now Hollywood's doublet is electrically rotated.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's got some loads shortly after the middle split.
Right. Yeah. I tossed a couple of coils in there that I just hand wound. I just guessed, wrapped them around a plastic bottle and then tied it up there so that when I'm on 10 meters or 15 meters, it acts like a choke. It shortens the doublet. But they're transparent at 75 and 160. They're not even there.
That's awesome. One of the antennas I want to try to build in the somewhat near future is have you ever messed with or heard of plasma-based antennas?
No. Plasma speakers, yes.
Plasma based.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plasma speakers, yes. Plasma antennas, no. Go ahead, lay it on me.
So, that was one of those that you can use plasma can be used as an antenna, and it's kind of neat because you can control the the shape magnetically and all of that.
Exactly.
I had
right.
stumbled upon it. It's just a curious kind of Google search, like, hey, wait, I know this is conductive. Whatever. And then I looked into it, and it's actually a thing.
Yep.
They're not necessarily the most efficient. There's been military research into them because, it's kind of an instantaneous up and down, construction, without, it's just, it's electric,
Right.
Electricity. You flip the switch, it comes on.
Right.
And it could be very dynamic and all of that. And apparently I've seen a couple projects that have used just fluorescent light tubes, as the vessel, if you want to call it that. And there's actually also some like kind of espionage or because you could there's been research done into using fluorescent lights as essentially either an antenna for transmission controlling devices or as a receiver to covertly record. So I thought that's pretty interesting, and so I definitely want to try to play with that in the near future, just to see what can you do with it, how that works.
Oh, what do
There's
we
the
have?
Ford radio I was talking about. And there's the college. She gave me that sticker that night.
Cool.
Yeah, this is the radio I
That's awesome.
sampled the DJ on. But yeah, this
Very
was in my production hardware, and you could see I had like some Velcro and some sticky tape because I had it glued into place.
Yeah.
I love these old basic radios.
Yeah, very cool with the plasma antenna thing. So I wonder how they are changing the electrical length of it. That would be interesting to figure out.
Well, I mean,
I'm trying to. I don't exactly recall. Let me see what I can find here, because I don't exactly recall how they were doing that. I think
Plasma
higher
part of it-
efficiency, lighter weight, smaller volume, shorter size, wider bandwidth. Sign me up.
Yeah.
What the hell?
So like a lightning strike, which is plasma, but it sends out feelers before it does the strike. And once it ionizes the air, then that area becomes highly conductive and it allows the electrons to pass.
Dynamic reconstruction characteristics.
So I would think if it was like a fluorescent tube, that it's fixed between the distance of the tube, the length of the tube between the two electrodes. But yes, you could probably easily have it do double duty. You're emitting light, no one is the wiser, but it's also transmitting and receiving at the same time.
And I think part of it too, it had something to do with essentially like the frequency at which you're exciting the plasma controls, I think, a portion of how it behaves.
Yep.
I don't know if that's exactly affects the electrical length, but I think that from what I was reading, that played a part in it.
Yeah, my guess is that it would play like an end-fed half wave in that it'll do harmonics. But I don't think you can go any lower than the length of its resonance, its fundamental frequency. I don't know. I haven't pursued it, so I'm totally guessing here.
Yeah, so I've only read it in passing over the night, but it does seem like there's a number. There's a decent sized amount of literature out there, so definitely something I want to pursue.
Oh, I'm sure it's a thing.
Near future.
Yeah. Now, let me throw another monkey wrench in the tranny here, just to get Ziggy's attention.
Oh, I'm here.
There is a thing that is used in audio where they will take an ultrasonic speaker, a series of transducers, and they create a interference pattern. And the interference pattern is what your ear is hearing. But so you're not hearing the ultrasonic, you're hearing the heterodyne, the difference, the minus signal between the interference patterns. And therefore, you can use very, very, very high power levels to do it, like in the Arctic. And you can talk into a microphone, I think was the video that I saw, and it'll go like a mile. And it's highly focused, right? Because it's ultrasonic. It's just that the thing is being modulated. So how about if we do it in reverse? How about if we have a series of smaller antennas that combined, the phase angle between them creates a larger antenna, not to rotate, which we use all the time, but to make it a lower resonance frequency, a physically larger antenna.
I see what you're saying,
I've
because
seen
like
these
you could use
before.
those. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I've seen exactly what Hollywood's talking about, because I've even seen them. There's a local museum here in
Boom,
Tampa.
right there. You said the keyword. They're mostly used in museums. You walk right near a piece and all of a sudden you hear audio and you walk 3
Bingo.
feet away and you don't hear it anymore.
Gone. Right.
Yep. Yeah, they're really. It's like a laser. It's like a sound laser for anybody that hasn't seen them.
Yep.
You
Called
know,
a parametric array.
they're very, very, very cool technology.
Speaking of arrays,
And
I
it
think-
sounds like the sound is like within your head.
look at
it's
this
right,
website,
Right?
Hollywood.
It's a weird sensation. You stand in one spot and you get it crystal clear. And you move 2 feet to the right, it's gone. It's like, how does that happen?
What is what is the big listening box apparatus where you live again? What's it? What is it? Something pause.
Pave pause. PAVE PAWS.
Pay pause. Trent, you're gonna lose it on this thing.
Now
So
that's
what
an
is
that's an antenna array. That is over the
Right.
site, over the horizon radar.
And this is in the U.S. That's awesome.
Yeah.
This
That's
is
on-
his, this is
There's
in
one
Hollywood's
on Cape
backyard.
Cod. There's one on Cape Cod. Yeah. Mhm. And they can see I understand that they can see a bolt or, a thing the size of a bolt came off of a satellite.
Do you know what is this? Have you
And
actually
I'm sure if
heard
that's
it on
what
the radio?
if that's what they're telling me as a civilian, I can only begin to imagine what the true accuracy is. Okay.
Look at this picture.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a crazy, crazy array. Now, this is an active array, right? For 'cause
Yeah.
you said over the horizon. Do you know
Yeah.
what this one sounds like? So I'm wondering if I've heard this, because I've definitely recently over the scanning the band, just looking around, see what I find.
Yeah.
Had run across something I'm pretty sure was over the horizon, some sort of radar system. So have you ever heard this one before?
I have not. This is not HF. This is way, way up in probably gigahertz.
Okay.
And this
well,
is
that
a-
would make sense.
This is
because
a
there's-
receive only
No,
apparatus.
no,
it's a transmitter.
No, it's radar. It
Oh, okay.
transmits and it sends a ping. It's a pulse. It's not a continuous
Oh.
wave. It's a
It's a
a megawatt pulse. Very short duration, and it listens for the receive, and then another pulse comes out.
that would make sense, because you're saying a lightning bolt. That's not a very, they're electric. They're long, but they're not usually. I wouldn't think very, very thick or wide.
Right.
Essentially, and you're saying,
Right.
yeah. So if
There's
they
no
can detect
scale
that,
here.
yeah.
They're not showing you how long is the dipole, each separate little dipole in there.
all 2,677 of them.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. And then we talk about the building and all of its angles, each array circle. Anyway, cross dipoles. It's great. But
On the S band, says Andy.
on the S band.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. Here's the thing though, is that there's no 70 centimeter repeaters near Hollywood.
Correct.
Ah. Because of this thing.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, with a megawatt, right? They'd be cooked.
So it's probably capable of transmitting at 440, but I don't believe it does. That's not its main job.
Look at this, Trent. Look where they transmit. Right on top of us.
Oh yeah.
right on top of us. Of course, we're
Oh, it
secondary
is.
to
It is
everything.
interesting.
I was
Okay,
gonna say.
I thought it was much higher.
That's eminent domain for you, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Circular. I can never say that word. Anyway, 580. Each array is 580 kilowatts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that is so much power.
Mm-hmm.
Right, especially in that range, I wonder about the birds, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How far out do the birds need to be?
Think of the
right?
birds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, they're not real, right? But
Think of the birds. Oh well.
Yeah, it's a very different way to do the over the horizon radar than what we've seen in the past.
right, like the woodpecker,
Right.
and
Yep.
that's that. So the thing I was hearing, I'll have to see if I have a recording of it. But yeah, I want to say
If you're hearing it on HF, my guess is what you're hearing is the they're measuring the height and density of the ionosphere. It's a signal goes straight up and it bounces back down, and it'll scan. You'll see it bloop, 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 and it'll go right up the band.
this one was, I want to say it was like around 10 or 11 megahertz.
Okay.
And it was, I've seen like our local radar to me, where, like you say, it kind of scans across the band. So I've seen that. This one was in a specific portion, and it was like a stepped.
Was it wide
Like
and was it
steps.
sweeping?
It was a wide sweeping, and it was like
Yeah.
kind of wide. I would call them like wide pulses, right? So it was,
Each one of those pulses
each
carries a
steps
bit
was
of
a few
information.
kilohertz.
Yeah,
right.
that's-
Each of them, and it was
It
like
sounds
this,
like that's
step
more-
pattern.
Yeah, I'm going to guess that without seeing it, but the way you're describing it sounds to me like it might be a digital, maybe military, maybe there was talk of there were bankers that wanted to do part of the HF spectrum, very, very, very high power, trading stocks back and forth, that kind of thing. Maybe some of
Yeah.
that. I don't know. It's spread spectrum. I don't know if that's
Right.
what you're talking about. It may be. I don't know.
So I'm relatively new, so no
Yeah,
telling,
yeah.
right?
Sure. No, it's
To me,
cool.
it looked really a lot wider than any digital.
Right. Right.
Oh,
If you look
yeah,
at the
no,
like, if
it
you
could
look
be
at the fish finder, and it looks like a big bell curve, or is it the type that looks like like it's drawing a Z, the letter Z sideways, and it'll scan it left to right and it'll stop and retrace, left to right again and retrace, and it's zip, 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 zip over and over and over. A lot of times what that is they're fishing nets. And I have them real strong here, but I've seen them on SDRs in the middle of the country. So that signal goes all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Or it's wave height. It's checking wave height. They have that too.
So there's this great website, and it's probably the second time I've ever visited, called sigidwiki.com.
Mm-hmm.
And if you see something on your fish finder, you can go here and it will pretty much get you on the right path as to what the hell you just saw on your fish finder. And you want to talk about the modes that we have out there in the wild? My word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is similar.
And I've seen this one before. It's Chinese 64 MSFK. Yeah, go ahead.
The image I think I should be sharing it.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. This is similar to what I was seeing. It was a little bit wider, and I mean, this one was, I think, over the horizon radar spectrum display. I don't know for who knows what radar, but this is similar to what the one I saw looked like. So it wasn't like it was kind of like the zip that you described, but it was a way, I would say it's slower. So to me it was really similar to the not exactly the woodpecker, right? But similar to that sound.
Yeah.
They're fun to listen to, but we'll never know.
Right.
Yeah.
That's I've heard some really interesting stuff,
Oh, here you go.
scanning the band.
Cuban Jammer Spectrum. That's probably what it is.
It could be.
There's a clean version of it. And us being so close to Florida. Oh, and then the great thing about this website too is that you get a little audio clip of what these signals sound like. So right here. Yeah, I was just going through trying to find something that matched what you had, but the Cuba thing jumped out at me just because we're in Florida.
You can play those samples and make a rap song.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got I just recently picked up a networking switch, so that way I can hopefully try to get the what do they call it? I don't know. Is it WF server? Is that one of the? I don't remember what's on the Xiegu X6200s. What you can set up, remote internet connection.
Oh, okay. Yep. So you can tunnel into it remotely.
Right. Yep. Yep. So I've got this network switch. That's my next thing. So that way I can hopefully, try to get the station 24/7, and
be able to play HF wherever I was on my phone, I'd never get anything done. That's one thing we were talking about people that use remote services, that I feel the very first thing out of their mouth, besides their call sign, should be, I'm operating remote.
Mm.
Because that little half-second delay makes the conversation feel very uncomfortable.
Are they going to come back? You call back, right? Yeah.
You're waiting. Oh, there he is. Well, it just stomped on top of me. There he is. Okay. Well, Hollywood, thanks for
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's good. I was just going to say, and make sure you change the password. I mean, it's common sense, but it's been in the news, and I'm morphing back to broadcast, but it's the same thing. A lot of these stations use the internet to send the audio from the studio to the transmitter. Well, guess what? A lot of them use a off-the-shelf box, and they have not changed the password, and those stations got hacked. Oopsie.
Whoopsie-doo.
Yep.
I think most recently in the UK, the Ringway Manchester did a video about it.
Yep.
Somebody got into their little what's that box called? I guess it'd be a DAC, right? An internet DAC.
Yeah, can be. There are brand names, and I've been out of it for so long, I don't know anymore, but I know the concept.
I was going to ask, do you know any of the names? Because there's a great website out there for finding all sorts of stuff that is like that. It's called Shodan.io. And, for anybody that's ever used it, you'll know, but you can go on there and search for like IP cameras, and you can find all these IP cameras that are just broadcasting open on the internet.
Yeah. Right. The BDR net. So that's Barry Mishkind is the guy's name. And he's on YouTube once a week. He has a lunch, and it's a bunch of broadcast engineers.
Oh, and it's
recently talked about this issue. Yeah. So if you go there and you look, not this week, but maybe the week before or the week before that, they were talking about it.
What's BDR short for, Hollywood?
I don't know. Good question. Type in Barry Mishkind, Mishkind, or Misch. I'm not sure.
Broadcasters Desktop Research.
Yeah, that's it. You got it. Yep. So that is his web page. And that will put you, there's a link in there for the YouTube channel. I think it's called the B. I think it's called that's
the
it.
BDR.
That's it.
Net.
Yeah. I think it's the BDR net. Right. And that's a once a week. I think it's Thursdays, like 2:00 Eastern, somewhere in that ballpark. It's a free lunch. It's a free take. Lots of really good information if you're into that sort of thing. But in one of the previous shows, they specifically, the team talked about this hack and what to do, and yeah.
Look at this 8-part.
Oh yeah, and I eat that up.
On
I mean,
audio
this
processing.
yes. We're talking about processor in your HF radio. What does it do? How does it do it? There's all the info. Yep.
It's funny if you listen to these guys, Trent. They'll be on. The tower took a hit, and I got the email, but the station was still online, so we just went over there. Like, your station just got hit.
Right.
Oh no, it's fine. I got the notification on my phone.
Yeah.
Everything was okay.
See, when I was in at Trent, there would be 5 engineers for one radio station. Now it's 1 engineer for 5 radio stations. So that one engineer, he's got all of the transmitters texting his cell phone saying, "Hey, my whatever, this parameter is out of compliance." And then you've got to hop in the Jeep and drive an hour and go up to the top of the tower and, up on the mountainside. And it's a pain in the neck. But yeah, it is totally. Yep. It's a lot to it. And it's much, much less now about RF because it's pretty much plug and play. It's about IT. The chief engineer is really an IT computer guy. Whereas before there was no IT, it was all RF and audio and doing what we call a proof of performance. So an annual, it's like an audit for the audio. So you're measuring frequency response, distortion levels, signal to noise ratio, all of that. And now it's just, you plug in a Cat5 cable into the mixer and you plug it in over here and it just works.
Right. Then, they're, I think, like you said, right, more IT manager, playlist manager,
right,
playlist supervisor.
Exactly. It's the incredible shrinking office. I mean, a typical station, when I was in, you would have 30 people working on one radio station. Now you're lucky if you see 2 people, the owner, who's the general manager, and the sales guy, and that's it. Everything it's pre-programmed. The voices are what we call voice tracked. There's one guy feeding 10 or 15 or 20 radio stations across the country. They're all Jack FM, whatever it is, and he's got liners and he records it and from his house, and down the internet it goes and into the server at the station, and the station just spits it out.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad, I really like getting into amateur radio. I'm glad there's such this community that is keeping it alive.
Yes.
And to me, it's even crazy because just this month, our local sheriff's office disbanded their amateur radio.
Oh no.
Watch it. I mean, it's one of those. I've emailed a couple different county commissioners, and I live in Tampa, Florida. We get hurricanes every year.
You bet.
And that was, it wasn't advertised. It wasn't big news. And, the public communication, as far as there actually wasn't really, a good description of why they were disbanding it. It was just, a simple, 1-line sentence, that, we didn't think it was not necessary or, not necessarily needed, which to me is disappointing.
Right? The only guy that knows has left.
Yeah.
So a lot of it's a completely volunteer organization, right? It was run by, so I mean, maybe, that's part of it could have been that, but
yep.
All right.
Cool.
Hollywood, thanks for jumping on and
Absolutely.
talking about your AM history there.
Yeah, it was fun.
Wonderful time to have been alive. For technology, political reasons.
Yeah.
and
It
the
was
music.
fun.
Most
It was
most
fun. I caught the
importantly.
tail end of the good stuff. Yeah.
So,
Yep. All right. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah.
Ziggy, thank you for letting me share and like that. And Trent, we'll do it again. Sounds great.
Great. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okey-dokey. Okay. All right.
Have a good
73,
night,
everybody.
everybody. 75s.
Bye.
75.
See ya.